All right, so have you ever needed that little pick-me-up, but, one that won't launch you into orbit? If you're looking for a smoother, more focused boost without all the jitters, you've definitely come to the right place. Today, we're going to dive into the world of low-caffeine energy drinks.
I mean, it's a super common problem, right? You want that extra edge to power through your afternoon, but you really want to skip the nasty side effects. You know the ones, the jitters, the anxiety, and of course, that dreaded crash. You're just looking for a gentle nudge, not a massive shove.
And this slide just illustrates the two paths you can take perfectly. On one side, you've got the whole big boost experience. We're talking drinks packed with 200, maybe even 300 milligrams of caffeine. And yeah, that can lead straight to jitters and a really hard crash. But on the other side, you have the little nudge, a much smoother, more focused and steady energy that helps you stay in your rhythm without that wild roller coaster ride.
Okay, so let's get right into this smoother solution. We're talking about a whole category of drinks that are specifically designed to give you that steady energy, but without totally overwhelming your system. So what does low caffeine even mean in this world? Well, we're typically looking at a range of about 50 to 90 milligrams per can. And that right there is kind of the sweet spot for a noticeable lift that still feels controlled and totally manageable for most people. Now, what's really wild about this chart is just how huge the difference is. I mean, look at that. That low caffeine bar, where a ton of our options today are going to sit, is just dwarfed by those high caffeine giants, think Celsius or Bang, which can easily pack 200, sometimes even 300 milligrams. It really puts the low in low caffeine into perspective, doesn't it? And you know what? There's actually some science to back up this whole idea of a gentler experience. This quote from a PubMed study is pretty telling. They looked at the drink with just about 53 milligrams of caffeine, and they found that these lower doses might have a less intense physiological impact. And for a lot of people, that's exactly what they're looking for. All right, so now that we get the concept, let's go explore the actual products you'll see on the shelf. We'll break them down into a few key categories just to make it super easy to see what's out there. First up, we've got the natural alternatives. And just like the name suggests, these are the drinks that often lean on ingredients you'll actually recognize, like tea and fruit juice for that energy boost.
And here are some great examples. You've got V8 Energy, which uses caffeine from green tea and mixes it with juice. Then there's matcha and green tea, which are fantastic because they naturally have L-theanine. That's the stuff that promotes a calm, focused kind of alertness. And of course, guayaki yerba mate, which offers the smooth, often non-carbonated option that feels a lot more like a tea than a fizzy soda.
Okay, next up we have the big, recognizable names in the game. These are the classic brands that have figured out, hey, not everyone wants our most powerful formula, so now they offer lighter options.
Take the classic 8.4-ounce can of Red Bull, for example. It has 80 milligrams of caffeine, landing it right in that low-caffeine sweet spot we talked about. And yeah, while Monster Ultra has a bit more at 150 milligrams, it's still way less than many of its supercharged competitors. Plus, you get that familiar brand experience, just without all the sugar.
And our final category is what I like to call modern and functional. These are usually newer brands, and they're often built around really specific features. Think alternative sweeteners, unique flavors, and those cleaner ingredient lists everyone's talking about.
This group is really all about innovation. You've got Ice Plus Caffeine, which offers a light, crisp taste with about 70 milligrams. Aspire is all about a huge variety of flavors with its 80 milligrams. Zevia is a solid mid-tier choice, a little higher at 120 milligrams, and it's sweetened with stevia. And then you have brands like Jocko Go and Naked Energy. They're using monk fruit and really marketing these shorter, simpler ingredient lists for folks who want to know exactly what's in their drink.
So with all these choices out there, how in the world do you pick the right one for you? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Let's walk through a quick little guide so you can compare cans like a total pro. Okay, here's your 4-step game plan. First, always start with the caffeine content. Make sure it matches the energy level you're actually looking for. Step 2, check out the sweeteners, because this is going to dramatically affect the taste and the calorie count. Third, just do a quick scan for any extra functional ingredients you might be into. And finally, and maybe this is the most important step, pick a flavor you'll actually enjoy drinking. And really, this brings us to the most crucial point of this whole explainer. At the end of the day, it's all about finding what works for your body, and just as importantly, your taste buds.
And this quote from our source material just says it all, doesn't it? After you've checked the caffeine and the ingredients, your decision often boils down to something as simple as which one tastes the best. I mean, a drink can have the most perfect specs on paper, but if you don't enjoy it, it's just going to sit in your fridge, right?
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on.
What's your perfect boost? Are you looking for that natural tea-based lift, or maybe a classic brand with a lighter touch, or are you curious about those modern functional drinks with all the unique flavors? The cool thing is, now you've got the tools to go find out.